Most people use AI like a search engine. They ask a simple question, they get a simple answer. And then they wonder why everyone keeps talking about how powerful AI is. Here's the truth. AI is only as useful as the instructions you give it. Feed it a lazy prompt and you get a lazy answer back. Feed it a sharp, structured prompt and suddenly the same tool feels like a different product entirely. A great prompt can save hours of work. A weak prompt often creates more work than it saves, because now you have to fix what it gave you. In this video, I'm going to hand you 5 AI prompts that every professional should have saved somewhere. A notes app, a doc, a sticky note on your monitor, I don't care where. These prompts are simple, practical, and you can copy them right now and use them today. They'll help you summarize faster, communicate more clearly, manage projects with less stress, walk into meetings prepared, and make sharper decisions. Let's get started. Prompt number 5, the executive summary prompt. One of the biggest challenges professionals face isn't a lack of information, it's too much of it. Long reports, research papers, meeting notes that go on for pages, emails that bury the actual point in paragraph 4. Most of us simply don't have time to read everything that lands in our inbox. That's exactly where this prompt comes in. Copy this. Act as a senior executive. Review the following content and provide a concise executive summary. Include the 3 most important insights, major risks, recommended actions, and a 1-paragraph summary suitable for leadership review. Then paste in whatever you need summarized. Here's why this works so well. By telling the AI to act as a senior executive, you're not just asking for a summary. You're asking it to filter information the way a decision maker would. Executives don't want every detail. They want signal, not noise. So instead of a wall of text, you get 3 sharp insights, the risks that actually matter, clear next steps, and a paragraph you could forward straight to leadership without editing it. Think about where this saves you time. A 40-page vendor proposal becomes a 5-minute read. A dense quarterly report becomes 3 bullet points you can act on. A thread of back and forth emails becomes 1 clear paragraph of here's what happened and here's what we should do. This is especially useful for reports, proposals, industry research, competitor analysis, and project updates. Basically anything long that you need to understand fast. Prompt number 4, the email improvement prompt. Many professionals spend far more time on email than they'd like to admit. Sometimes the message is too long and the actual ask gets lost. Sometimes it's too vague and the recipient has no idea what you need from them. Sometimes it's just not professional enough for the person you're sending it to. Try this prompt. Rewrite the following email to be professional, concise, clear, and action-oriented. Improve readability while maintaining the original intent. Then paste your rough draft underneath it. The result is often dramatically better than what you started with. The AI tightens your sentences, fixes the structure, adjusts the tone, and makes sure there's a clear call to action at the end, without changing what you were actually trying to say. Here's a quick before and after you can picture. You write something like, hey, just wanted to check in about the thing we talked about last week. Let me know if you had a chance to look at it. No rush, but it would be good to hear back soon. Run it through this prompt and it becomes something like, hi, name. Following up on the proposal we discussed last week, could you share your feedback by Thursday? Happy to jump on a quick call if that's easier. Same message, completely different level of professionalism. This prompt is especially useful for client communications, internal updates to leadership, sensitive or difficult conversations, and any email where the stakes are high enough that tone actually matters. Prompt number 3, the productivity coach prompt. When projects get big, productivity often falls apart. Not because people are lazy, but because the project feels like one giant, undefined blob of work. The fix isn't asking AI what to do. It's asking AI how to think about the problem. Use this prompt. Act as an expert productivity coach. Review the task below and break it into smaller, actionable steps. Identify priorities, estimated effort, potential obstacles, and the most efficient order of execution. Then describe the project you're stuck on. This single prompt takes something overwhelming, like launch the new product, and turns it into a real roadmap. What to do first, what depends on what, where the effort actually needs to go, and what's likely to go wrong along the way. Instead of starting at a task list and feeling paralyzed, you get a sequence you can start executing in the next 5 minutes. And there's a psychological benefit here too. Most overwhelm isn't really about the amount of work, it's about the lack of clarity around it. Once a project is broken into smaller, ordered pieces, the heavy feeling tends to lift, because now you're not managing everything, you're just managing step one. Prompt number 2, the meeting preparation prompt. Important meetings can quietly determine the outcome of a project, a proposal, or even a career opportunity. And yet most people walk into them with nothing more than "I'll figure it out as we go." Preparation matters more than people give it credit for. Use this prompt before your next important meeting. Act as an executive advisor. Based on the meeting objective below, identify likely discussion topics, potential objections, key questions I should ask, risks to consider, and recommendations for a successful outcome. Then describe what the meeting is actually about, the goal, the people involved, and what's at stake. This gives you a preview of the conversation before it happens. You'll walk in already knowing the objections you're likely to hear, so they don't catch you off guard. You'll have sharper questions ready instead of generic ones, and you'll have already thought through the risks instead of discovering them in the room. Instead of simply attending meetings, you show up ready to contribute meaningful insight and steer the conversation. Preparation creates confidence. Confidence creates better outcomes. It's a simple chain, but it's real. Prompt number 1, the expert consultant prompt. This might be the single most valuable prompt on this entire list. Here's the mistake most people make. They ask AI generic questions and expect specific expert-level answers. Professionals get dramatically better results by assigning AI a role before asking anything. Try this prompt. Act as a world-class consultant with expertise in the following area. Ask clarifying questions if needed. Analyze the situation. Identify risks and opportunities. Provide recommendations and explain your reasoning step by step. Then describe your specific situation. The more detail, the better. Here's why this changes everything. When you assign a role and ask for clarifying questions, you turn a one-shot answer into an actual back-and-forth conversation, much closer to working with a real consultant than typing a question into a search bar. The AI doesn't just guess what you need. It asks, then it reasons through the problem step by step, instead of jumping straight to a generic conclusion. You can use this prompt for business planning, career decisions, marketing strategy, operations problems, project management, or any high-stakes situation where you'd normally want a second opinion from someone smarter than you in that specific area. Instead of generic advice that could apply to anyone, you get structured, situation-specific guidance with the reasoning laid out so you can actually evaluate it, not just accept it. Bonus prompt. Here's a bonus prompt that most professionals completely overlook. Use this after you get any AI response you plan to actually use. Review your previous response and identify weaknesses, assumptions, missing information, alternative viewpoints, and opportunities for improvement. This does something simple but powerful. It asks the AI to critique its own work. You'll often find that the first response missed a key assumption, or leaned too heavily on one perspective, or skipped a risk that mattered. Run this prompt, and the second version is frequently sharper than the first, sometimes significantly so. Think of it as a built-in second opinion, available every single time at no extra cost. The difference between average AI results and exceptional AI results almost always comes down to one thing: the quality of the prompt. You don't need a library of hundreds of prompts sitting in a spreadsheet somewhere. You need a small handful of proven frameworks that consistently produce useful, professional-grade output, and you now have 5 of them, plus a bonus. Use the executive summary prompt to cut through information overload. Use the email improvement prompt to communicate with more clarity and less back and forth. Use the productivity coach prompt to turn overwhelming projects into a clear sequence of steps. Use the meeting preparation prompt to walk into important conversations already one step ahead. And use the expert consultant prompt whenever you need guidance that actually fits your situation, not a generic answer. If you found this video helpful, subscribe to Knowledge Forge. We'll keep exploring practical AI workflows, productivity systems, automation strategies, and the digital skills that help you work smarter in an AI-driven world. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.